Hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and today got some Bitcoin news. First of all, I missed this somehow, but Fidelity is going to allow investors to add Bitcoin to their retirement 401k accounts in America. So huge news. What better asset to hold with a super long-term view, such as a pension account, than Bitcoin? Average it in a little bit every month and hold it until you're 60. Absolutely fantastic news. Since then, Skybridge has announced it's going to add Bitcoin to its 401k pension scheme as well, following Fidelity's example. So, wish I could hold Bitcoin in my pension account, but I can't here in the UK as far as I know. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Moving on. Purpose Bitcoin ETF adds 1.1k Bitcoin as data hints investors want to buy the dip. Purpose Bitcoin ETF was the flagship Bitcoin spot ETF. It's the first one of its kind, and it is increasing its holdings, and it's doing so because investors are buying the dip. As investors buy the dip, they need to settle that dip buying in Bitcoin, and so many people have been buying the dip in Canada that they've had to add 1,132 Bitcoin to its holdings. So people are buying the dip. I found this. This is the Bitcoin leverage ratio. This is sky high at the moment. As soon as I saw this, the first thing I thought was this is potentially this could set up a short squeeze. And then I bumped into this. Are you hoping the short squeeze comes next, or are you bearish? And that is the question. Just because we're up here doesn't mean there has to be a short squeeze, but it does mean the market is vulnerable to a short squeeze. This is where, essentially, if you don't know, this is where too many people are short. Many people are short, say from here, and their stop loss is up here. If the price was to move up and stop them out, the way to close a short position is by buying, and so it could cause a cascade of forced buying while the shorts cover their short positions by buying back into the market. And thus you get the buying pressure from the bidders, and also additional buying pressure from the shorts covering their positions for a loss by buying back into the market. And this is what a short squeeze is, where it will cause a rapid squeezing of price into the upside. So with the Bitcoin leverage ratio this high, the setup for a short squeeze is certainly there. It doesn't mean we have to have one, but I thought that was interesting. Found this from CZ, the CEO of Binance. Bitcoin mining hash rate is at all-time high again. So you know what follows, says CZ. Usually where hash rate goes, price goes. So if we're at all-time highs for hash rate, usually that would mean we'll see all-time highs in the near future for Bitcoin. To be honest, in my opinion, it's not the most robust of metrics. But for me, the take-home message here is when hash rate is at all-time highs, the network security is at all-time highs. Bitcoin has never been this secure, and it's always nice to know that the network is properly secured. Moving on to the Dixie, the dollar. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, and I know you probably didn't because the views on that were surprisingly low, for reasons I haven't been able to work out yet, go back and watch that. I'll put a card in the top right of the screen now. But the Dixie, it has broken out. Are we going to violate this parabola? I would assume so at some point. Or are we going to backtest this and go again? I hope not. I think what's more likely, although nobody knows, but I think what's more likely is we maybe chop around here, violate this parabola, and then crash down. That would make absolute sense to me to actually reverse this trend in the near future. And I would think that would send Bitcoin on a tear. But obviously I don't know. Not trying to predict anything as ever. I thought this was an interesting metric. I saw this on Twitter, and this is the new weekly YouTube subscribers. So they've got all the main, the biggest crypto YouTube channels down here, and basically the bigger these bars are, the more new weekly YouTube subscribers in the crypto space. And if you go to today, retail is gone. There is no one left in this market apart from people that really understand Bitcoin. There's no There's no people here that have been told by a guy at work, oh, you should buy Bitcoin, and then they get into Bitcoin, and they buy the top, and they get super excited about it. They all those people that have bought the top and didn't understand what they were holding, they're squeezed out of the market. They've fully gone away now, and the only people left in this space are people that understand the market. Usually that would tell us that it's time to find a market bottom. Moving over to the final piece of news today, Panama just passed a law giving Bitcoin legal status and zero capital gains tax. Found this. So here's a piece of news that congratulations to Panama. This is now going to the final signature stage, and then they will get to benefit from new Bitcoin legal status and zero CGT. So congratulations to them. Huge news. Is it time to move there? I don't know. I've never been there myself. Let me know if you have. So Bitcoin is still sideways. Underlying fundamentals and news all sounding quite good, but price is price, and price is still sideways, so not doing much. If you've been watching this channel at all, then you'll know where I stand, and I still think we're eventually going to make it up into this purple box, as I've said time and time and time again. When? I don't know. Somewhere around the middle of the year, I suspect. Until then, I'm your boy Camel. If you found value here today, drop a like on the video, subscribe, and have a nice weekend. I will be back tomorrow for more daily content. Take care. Bye.